It's a special edition of Compas on the Beat. We will preview Super WildCard Weekend in 5 parts. Today, this episode is about the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. No Tua Tagovailoa, but these guys are up for the game. Obviously, I'm talking about Victor Producer, Gilbert Manzano, Dan Dago, and obviously myself, Fernando Ramirez. The Bills are heavy betting favorites with 13 points. Let's start off this roundtable. How in the hell can backup quarterback, back up to the backup, Skylar Thompson, coach Mike McDaniel, friend of the show, and the rest of the Dolphins pull this off in Western cold New York? Dan, how can they pull this off?
So you're telling me, Frau, the assistant to the assistant manager is in
Exactly.
this thing?
Exactly.
Okay. Assistant to the
And
assistant.
his name is Skylar too, by the way.
Yeah.
Wild. But anyway, how can they pull this off? This is my thing right here, right? How they can pull this off. Number one, you need to wake up Bradley Chubb in the pass rush. You need to get home on Josh Allen. If you get hits on Josh Allen early, make him uncomfortable. One thing you can't do either, you can't let him escape the pocket because that's what he likes to do also. You can't let him escape the pocket. And I mean this seriously, like obviously I'm not going to go as far as our buddy over there. Oh, hell. What was the name of the guy who was a defensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints who got Bounty Gate? What was his name?
Williams.
Yeah, Greg Williams.
Greg Williams. Yeah. I'm not going to go Greg Williams far, but if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm telling the Dolphin defensive players every single time he passes that freaking line of scrimmage, someone better have a hat on him and you better make him pay. That's going to be my message to them. If it was me, make the ground game beat you. And because obviously they haven't had a great ground game the whole year. They've had a few games where they get off, and they've already seen each other is the other thing. This is another team that's playing themselves again.
If you were coaching in the NFL, would you wear the cowboy hat and don the sunglasses?
I kid you not. I love, and here we go. Hilberto's going to troll me like he loves to because he's a stooge with no class, but I love the Tom Landry look on the sideline. The what's his name? Bum Phillips. That was badass also. But that was obviously without headset, so that's the only bummer. I mean, I could get a little earpiece and just a little mic.
Gilbert, what do you think? How can Skylar, Mike McDaniel, and the Dolphins pull this off?
I don't know. I would probably say Mike McDaniel should pray, but he looks like an atheist. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't believe. I feel like he's just a laid back guy.
Trying to get a hard strike on YouTube and then a strike from God. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Did you not watch the McAfee simulcast on Monday, the national championship?
Oh, yeah.
They had Sir Timothy Tebow on the program.
God. There you go.
They were praying that TCU did something. How dare you? How dare you?
Bring in somebody to help you out because you're going to need it. After I watch Skylar Thompson put up 9 points on the Jets to barely beat them and get into the playoffs. It's just, like Brock Purdy is okay for him, but Skylar Thompson, no, man. Like I know Mike McDaniel came from the Kyle Shanahan scheme, and I don't know what the hell is going on with Mike McDaniel, but that offense has been broken, and I get it. He doesn't have a healthy Tua to get it going. And the Dolphins played the Bills very tough twice too. Remember the snowball game, snowball gate, and then the fluke in week 3 where they actually beat them in Miami, and it was humid, and we were all surprised about it. Yeah. But somebody talked because I got an echo. Go ahead.
So obviously,
the other thing is, I would say they started off well, ended horribly. I think that plays a lot into this situation also because how you finish, I think, is more important than how you start. So that's going to be a big problem. The other thing is, can you get the run game going? That's what they need to lean on more than anything.
Other people's talking points. Maybe if that's what Vic was going to say. Vic, go ahead.
Well, you just said keep talking.
No, I just don't see how they stay in this game. I'm trying, like as you guys said, maybe he needs to pray or something and do something about it. But outside of that, I just don't see how with your third string quarterback you're going into Buffalo, as going up against one of the best teams, top 2 teams in the whole NFL.
Number one team, probably.
Yeah. And trying to go in there and win with your third string quarterback. I mean, I would have loved their odds if you had a healthy Tua. They beat them one time during the regular season, and they kept it close in that snow game. But outside of that, it's hard, and you're coming in with an injured Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. We don't know what their injury, how bad their injuries are. So that's another concern there too. Defensively, I love their defensive backs. They're really good. Holland and what's the corner?
Xavier
Xavier Howard, right?
Xavier Howard. That guy, he's gotten picked on a lot this year.
Yeah, Sabian Howard and Holland back there, but and their pass rush has been kind of iffy with Chubb and the other guy. I forget is it Jalen? I forget the other
Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips. It's been kind of up and down. He had a really good game recently, Jalen Phillips, but outside of that, I just don't see how they come out, and it just looks like another game like we just talked about with the 49ers and the Seahawks. It's going to be hard. It's going to be an uphill battle for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm of the mindset that I just don't see how the Dolphins can get out of this. I think with a third string back or a third string quarterback, your weapons are limping into this. I can tell you what Tyreek Hill has: no heart. That's the thing. Tyreek Hill is just one of these guys.
Wow.
So you come up,
Tell him.
off season, you're telling me that you have the most accurate quarterback, that he is the best quarter. Now you're at the end of the season and he didn't make it. And now it's kind of like, well, now you're stuck on this island. Did you see the game last week? He was throwing his helmet around. He was getting frustrated. He was getting pissed. That's what happens. That's what happens when you go to a new team. You don't know what you're going to get on that new team. So I think that's what it is with Tyreek Hill, to be completely honest. I just think the guy's super talented. He's a monster, but I just don't think that I just don't think he knew what he signed up for before he got traded, and he started talking and he said all that stuff about Patrick Mahomes, and now Patrick Mahomes is going to get the last laugh. So don't disrespect one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, because then this is the stuff that happens in the end.
The best quarterback in the NFL. Get it right.
You start.
Tom Brady hasn't retired yet.
You are not going to disrespect.
I don't know what it is with you and Tom Brady.
You are not going to disrespect.
I love Tom Brady.
The son of Odin.
One point I want to make here.
Odin!
One point you have What's Up Bolts. Check it out, because Chargers Jags is the preview's up on YouTube right now. What's Up Bolts? Check it out. But real quick, the only thing I can see for the Dolphins to be in the game somehow is the Bills. Like, they keep going up and down with the offense. Like, remember I told you guys about Josh Allen being motivated by that one reporter saying your offense doesn't look like a Super Bowl.
That's where I was going next, sir.
And I'm just saying, like, we were spending time here on the Dolphins, but the only way they can maybe do it if the Bills find a way to F it up themselves. And I think they clicked. I think maybe they're even rallying around Damar Hamlin, like they're maybe motivated, thinking about last playoff with the coin flip, losing to that boy Mahomes. They'll be motivated, but that's my one concern. Maybe that offense is a little.
And the thing is too is that I don't know what you guys. I think the Bills have kind of gotten the run game going too, so that makes them even more dangerous as an offense. Yeah, Mike Singletary, Cook's little brother. Yeah, they've really gotten it going. So that's another thing. I mean, Vic, do you trust the Bills offense?
I do in this game, but going forward, I mean, at one point, Josh Allen led the league in interceptions. My biggest thing with him is some of his decisions he makes down in the red zone. He tries to play hero ball a little bit too much because he thinks he needs to do everything. And honestly, the Bills are the most balanced team in the league. If he just trusts his players, as you talked about with Singletary and Cook, they have a good running game now. Their offensive line has gotten better through as the season has gone along. My only concern with them has been, and I've talked about it the last few weeks, has been the injury to Von Miller. I think he was the missing piece, and not having him, especially when you go up against either the Bengals or the Chiefs and whoever you face in the Super Bowl, I think is going to be huge. But I think my biggest concerns in terms of the offense is Josh Allen's decision in the red zone and whether that's improved once the playoffs come around.
Gilbert?
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good point. Maybe check the weather. Is it going to be snowing in Western New York? But even if he makes a couple mistakes, Josh Allen, he's going to find a way to do it with Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. That's a loaded offense. And it is kind of a little surprising that they haven't, been the best offense in the NFL, because that's what we all assumed, and a lot of highs and lows, and you can't really figure out what's going on there. But I really feel like they're motivated from various reasons, and they're going to
Sunny
figure
and
it out.
34 degrees.
Huh, okay, so it'll be
But
fine.
it's supposed to rain Friday, or it's supposed to snow Friday.
Okay, and even if it's a close game, it just feels like the Dolphins don't have enough firepower with Skylar Thompson. And then, like you said, Fernando, maybe Tyreek Hill's already checked out. Jalen Waddle, what has he done in the last month? I feel like I forgot about him. Is Raheem?
I don't think.
Raheem Mostert? Yeah, Jeff Wilson. Have they done anything?
They've done more than the receivers have.
Okay,
I
so
think, yeah.
And when you're trying to slow it down against Josh Allen, it's not going to work. So yeah, I don't know. A snowball has a better chance in hell.
No, the only thing I wanted to say real quick, they should not be pissed.
No, it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Anyway, I reclaim my time. Thank you. They should not be pissed at a coin toss. You know what worries me? Sean McDermott's game management. They should not be pissed at a coin toss. Last year, Farrell and I were watching this game in the living room. I think it was 30 seconds, 3 timeouts from the 25 or something like that.
I think it was wasn't it like 14 seconds? Oh, you're talking about the Bills before the Bills scored. Yeah.
I think the Chiefs had like 30 seconds from the 25 to get a field goal to tie the game. And they go prevent. Well, obviously, with 3 timeouts and a prevent, we're all screaming it's going to be a check down screen to Tyreek Hill. His ass could run it up there real quick, get a timeout, and lo and behold, that happened. I think that's the biggest thing. You cannot have mental errors in game managing, because that's the type of stuff that will happen. You had that game tied up, but the fact that you went prevent and thinking it was over, like they had no timeouts, is unbelievable to me. It's negligent. So, I mean, that's my biggest thing. I don't think he's going to have a problem this game, like we said, because it's a very uphill battle, and you don't have Tua. Even if they had Tua, honestly, I wouldn't be too nervous. But
the mustache is smiling.
I'm just saying that I can't even imagine the roller coaster emotions that they would have for that game. The Chiefs and the Bills, like, yeah, Bills beat the Chiefs, and then
oh no, you should have seen him after the Bengals game.
Hey, but how was I in that group chat with Malord after the Bengals game? How was I? How was I, my good sir? You know how I was.
Yeah,
I told
ahead,
you to
Vic.
throw them pom-poms in the trash because they're garbage.
No, all I was gonna say that reminds me. I need to do a little research. So remind me, since the Bills are gonna move on. I do remember Sean McDermott's record with Josh Allen. I think they haven't won a game in overtime. They're 0-4.
Whoa.
I don't know what their record. I know I sent it on our group chat, but I need to do some research on it. And they weren't doing very well in 1-score games, because most of the time they were blowing teams out, except when they beat Kansas City. And I know it was like 0-8 or 0-7 they were together in 1-score games. So I need to do some research on that. So remind me about that as they move on, because that'll be very interesting, as Dan pointed out. If the Bills are in a close game, how Sean McDermott handles games down at the end of the game.
Gilbert, who you got?
Yeah, nobody's picking the other team, right? So I'll start off. Buffalo Bills, 27-13. They get it done. Move on.
I'm surprised you give him 13.
I know.
I'm surprised you give him 13. I think it's going to be worse than that, dude. That's a little too generous.
All right,
it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills. I just don't know. I'm not good at predicting scores. I think it's silly, but
okay. Vic.
I'm gonna say the same thing that happened with the Patriots last year, where they faced them the third time and the Bills just blew them out. I think you're gonna see the Bills put up 50 in this game. It's gonna be somewhere like I would say it's like 52-7 or 14.
Oh my god!
I think Josh Allen sits the fourth quarter. Bills win. I'll say 40-10.
Wow.
I think Josh Allen sits the fourth quarter. That's been the episode of the Miami Dolphins Buffalo Bills. Don't forget to check out Seahawks 49ers, Giants at Vikings, Ravens at Bengals, Cowboys at Buccaneers. And if you're looking for that Chargers versus Jaguars preview, Dan and Dago and I have you covered with Hilberto, who joined us on What's Up Bolt. So go check that out as well. We appreciate you guys, and check out the next video.